Let me be clear about one thing. I love my sister. Or at least I did, before all this. Before the engagement party. Before she treated me like a stain she couldn't bleach out of her perfect white world. I'm 29, my name's Marcus. I'm the older sibling by 2 years. Grew up in the same house, same town, same public school, same parents who did their best, though their best came with conditions. Emily was always the favorite. Maybe not outright, but you could feel it in the way Mom would rush to help. Her with homework, or the way Dad beamed when she got her braces off. I was reliable. That's what they called me. Not brilliant, not talented, just the one who didn't cause problems. Except now, apparently, I'm a walking problem. I found out about her engagement party from our cousin's Instagram story. Not a phone call, not a text, just a boomerang of champagne glasses clinking, together with the caption, "Celebrating Emily and Tyler." I stared at it for a long time, like it might change if I blinked hard enough. I texted her. Just a simple, "Hey, didn't know there was a party. Congrats?" She responded 6 hours later. "Sorry, it was kinda last minute. It was really small. Didn't think you'd be interested in a stuffy formal thing anyway." Right. A stuffy formal thing that every mutual friend and relative managed to be. Invited to, except me. I let it go. I thought maybe I was being dramatic. Maybe it really was a last-minute thing. But then Mom called. "Why didn't you show up last night?" she asked. "You could have at least sent a card." I wasn't. Invited. Dead silence. "Oh, I'm sure it was just a mix-up." "Sure, Mom." A week later, I ran into one of Emily's old college friends, Melissa, at a grocery store. She hugged me like we were lifelong pals and said, "Your toast at the engagement party would have been a riot. I asked Em if you were coming." She just laughed and said, "Let's not risk drama." Let's not risk drama. That line haunted me. I wasn't the one who stirred up drama. I was the guy who patched holes. I was the one who helped Emily move into her dorm at NYU when Dad couldn't get off work. I was the one who drove her to the ER when she broke her wrist at 16. I was the one who helped her hide her high school boyfriend from our overly strict parents. But now I was drama. I didn't respond to her messages for a while. She noticed. Eventually, she called me. "Marcus, can we talk?" I didn't answer. She texted instead. "I didn't mean to hurt you. I just wanted the night to go smoothly. You can come to the bridal shower, okay? No hard feelings." I didn't respond. Not until 2 weeks later when Tyler, her fiancé, reached out to me. That was the first time anything about this whole situation felt weird. He texted, "Can we meet up? Just us?" I figured maybe he wanted to clear the air. Maybe he felt bad I'd been excluded. We met at a coffee shop downtown. He looked nervous. Not jittery, but off. Like someone watching the door behind me more than focusing on the conversation. He asked how I'd been, asked if I was mad, and then, out of nowhere, he asked if I remembered someone named Cassidy. I froze. Cassidy was Emily's old best friend. She disappeared from our lives a few years ago, right after a really messy summer. I always thought it had to do with some drama between them, but Emily never gave details. "Yeah," I said slowly. "Why?" Tyler lowered his voice. "That night, at the party, I need to talk to you about something. Something about Emily and Cassidy. I didn't speak. She didn't want you there because she was afraid you'd see something, or figure it out." My heart started pounding. "Figure what out?" He glanced around, then leaned forward. "That night, Cassidy showed up." Tyler's words hung in the air. Cassidy showed up. I blinked. "At the engagement party?" He nodded. "She wasn't on the guest list. I don't think Emily even knew she'd be in town. But she came anyway. She talked to me, and she said some things I can't shake." My stomach turned. Cassidy had been like family back in the day. She and Emily were inseparable through high school and into their early college years. Then suddenly, radio silence. Emily deleted every trace of her from social media. No explanation, no fights that I knew of. It was like Cassidy vanished overnight. I hadn't seen her in almost 5 years. "What did she say?" I asked. "Tyler, glanced down at his untouched coffee, his fingers tapping the cup's lid. She asked if I really knew who Emily was, if I knew what she was capable of. That sounded theatrical, too vague to take seriously, but the way Tyler said it, quiet and unsettled, made my skin prickle. What is that supposed to mean? She didn't explain much, just said I should talk to you, that you knew Emily. Better than anyone. I sat back. Tyler, I haven't spoken to her in weeks. I didn't even know there was a party until after the fact. You think I know something? She said Emily's good at hiding things, he muttered. And she said if Emily knew she showed up, she'd lose it. Now that sounded like the sister. I remembered, the polished, curated version of herself always on display for others, but full of cold calculation when she thought no one was watching. Emily could be ruthless when she wanted to protect her image, but it still didn't make sense. What was Cassidy trying to warn him about? Do you know how to contact her? I asked. Tyler pulled out his phone, thumbed through a few photos, and handed it to me. Cassidy was there, a little older, hair shorter, eyes sharper. She still looked familiar, but like someone who'd lived through something heavy. She didn't give me a number, just said she'd be at the Riverbend Library on Thursdays. The library? That felt too bizarre to be made up. Why are you telling me all this? I finally asked. Because Emily's acting weird, different. She's been snapping at me, guarded. She freaked out when she saw a text I got from Melissa, thought we were talking about the party. She's paranoid, and I'm starting to wonder if I even know who I'm marrying. There it was, the thing Emily feared more than anything, someone pulling at threads. Tyler stood up to leave. Just, if you see Cassidy, ask her what she meant. Please, I want to believe Emily's just stressed, but if there's something I should know... He didn't finish the sentence. He didn't have to. I didn't sleep much that night. I kept thinking about Cassidy, about the time she and Emily took a weekend trip senior year and came back acting like strangers, about the weird tension that never went away after that, about the day Cassidy disappeared from our lives with zero explanation. That Thursday, I went to the Riverbend Library. I didn't even know what I'd say. I half hoped she wouldn't be there, that this whole thing would evaporate as some awkward misunderstanding. But she was. I saw her sitting by the tall windows, reading a paperback with a half-empty coffee beside her. Her eyes flicked up when I walked in. She recognized me instantly. I approached slowly. Cassidy? A guarded smile formed. Took you long enough. I sat across from her. You talked to Tyler. She nodded. He deserved to know. Know what? She closed her book, leaned in. You want the truth, Marcus? Yes. She lowered her voice. Emily didn't just cut me off because of some fight. She had to. I stared at her, unsure what she meant. She's been hiding something since that summer after sophomore year. And if Tyler finds out, it'll destroy her perfect life. What are you talking about? Cassidy looked at me, serious and calm. Do. You remember what happened to Nicole Walker? Nicole Walker. That name hit me like a punch. She was in Emily's high school class. Pretty, smart, popular. And then one day, gone. Her family moved suddenly. There were rumors, but no one ever said why. Yeah, I said carefully. But what does she have to do with... She didn't move, Cassidy said. She was pushed out. What? Cassidy's expression darkened. Emily did something. Something bad. I tried to stop her. That's why we stopped being friends. And if you want to know what really happened that summer, you're going to have to dig. I left the library with Cassidy's warning echoing in my head. Nicole Walker. It was a name I hadn't thought of in years, like something buried beneath layers of everyday life. But now that Cassidy had brought her up, the memories started to resurface, bits and pieces, blurry and incomplete. I remembered how Nicole had been close with Emily for a while, closer than most. They ran in the same honors circles, cheer squad, and student government, but one day they weren't. Then she was just gone. I had never questioned it too hard. People transferred schools all the time. Her family was well off. Maybe they relocated. But Cassidy's words hinted at something darker. I decided to start small. I searched social media, tried Nicole's name, her old username, anything I could remember. But there was nothing. Not a single trace of her online. It was as if she'd disappeared. I tried reaching out to some old classmates, but people either didn't remember her or gave vague answers. Oh, I think her family moved to Oregon? Wasn't there something about her getting sick? It was like folklore. Everyone had a theory, but no one had proof. Finally, I messaged a girl named Jenna, who'd been on the cheer squad with Emily and Nicole back then. I hadn't spoken to her since high school, but she replied quickly. Me. Hey, random question. Do you remember Nicole Walker? Jenna. Wow, yeah, that name takes me back. Why? Me. Trying to piece together some old stuff? Do you know why she left? Jenna. Not exactly, but I remember there being drama, like big drama, some rumor about a video, then poof, gone, no goodbye. Emily wouldn't talk about it. A video? I stared at the message, unease building in my chest. I didn't know what kind of video she meant, but my gut told me it wasn't good. That night, I couldn't shake the feeling that I'd stumbled into something I wasn't supposed to know. The next day, I went back to the library. Cassidy was there again, like she'd been waiting. I didn't waste time. What happened to Nicole? Cassidy hesitated, then motioned for me to sit. She trusted Emily. That was her mistake. According to Cassidy, during that summer after sophomore year, Emily and Nicole had a falling out over a guy, a stupid, shallow high school mess. Nicole had started dating someone Emily had a crush on, and Emily hadn't taken it well. She acted like it was fine, Cassidy said. But behind the scenes, she was cruel. She started spreading rumors, petty stuff at first. But it escalated. Then came the bombshell. Cassidy said Emily got her hands on a private video of Nicole, something she'd recorded with her boyfriend, something that was never meant to be shared. She didn't send it to anyone, Cassidy said quickly. But she threatened to. She told Nicole to back off, to transfer schools, or she'd make it public. Nicole's parents found out. They quietly pulled her out of school, changed her name, and moved. I sat in silence, trying to process. That's why I stopped talking to Emily, Cassidy said, because I told her she crossed a line. And she told me if I didn't shut up, I'd be next. My mind was spinning. I wanted to deny it, refused to believe my sister could do something so cruel. But deep down, I couldn't. Not entirely. Emily had always cared more about appearances than people. She'd always had a dark streak, a manipulative edge. Now I had to wonder, did Tyler know any of this? Cassidy leaned forward. I never meant to crash their party. But when I saw the engagement announcement, I couldn't stay silent. He deserves to know what kind of person he's marrying. I rubbed my temples. You know this will destroy her, right? She destroyed someone else first. I left the library more confused than ever. I wasn't sure what to do, but I knew one thing. Tyler had a right to the truth, and I was finally going to tell him. I didn't sleep that night. The weight of what I'd learned about Emily and Nicole pressed down like a stone on my chest. Every memory of Emily's cruelty over the years suddenly felt sharper, more pointed. Cassidy hadn't just stirred up old high school gossip, she'd exposed a piece of Emily I'd never fully seen. But before I went to Tyler, I needed one last thing, confirmation. I reached out to Jenna again and asked if she had any old contacts for Nicole. She didn't, but she remembered the private school Nicole transferred to. After some digging, I found an old yearbook PDF someone had uploaded online, and there she was. Nicole, with a new haircut and a different smile. From there, I searched alumni forums. It took hours, but eventually I found a post from someone named N. Walsh, same graduation year, same hometown. I messaged her. I didn't expect a reply, but the next day, I got one. Nicole, I didn't think I'd ever hear from someone from back then, especially not you. I explained why I was reaching out, carefully, respectfully, and asked if what Cassidy had told me was true. Nicole waited, a few hours before responding. Nicole. It was worse than what Cassidy knows. But yes, it's true. She didn't go into full detail, but she confirmed that Emily had threatened her with the video, and her family had taken drastic steps to protect her. Nicole had been in therapy for years. She said she was doing okay, now, but still had trust issues. She ended the message with a line that hit me hard. I'm not asking for revenge, but if you're close to the guy she's marrying, he deserves to know. That sealed it. The engagement party was 2 days away. I didn't plan to go, but I also knew Tyler might not listen unless he saw me in person. So I showed up. Emily was furious to see me. She pulled me aside the moment I stepped through the door. You have some nerve showing up, she hissed. I just want to talk to Tyler, I said calmly. He doesn't want to see you. I stared her down. Let him tell me that himself. She stormed off to fetch him, no doubt ready to spin whatever lie she thought would protect her. But Tyler came over looking confused, not angry. Hey, he said. What's going on? I didn't hold back. I told him what Cassidy had said. What Nicole had confirmed. I didn't exaggerate. I didn't dramatize. I just laid it out plainly. He didn't interrupt once. His jaw clenched a few times. His face paled. When I finished, he ran a hand over his face and let out a shaky breath. I knew she could be intense, he said. But this? Jesus. Emily came over mid-conversation and tried to intercept. She accused me of jealousy, of ruining her big day. Tyler turned to her and asked her straight out. Did you threaten a girl in high school with a private video? Did her family have to move because of you? Emily froze. Then, instead of denying it, she deflected. That was years ago. I was a kid. People change. Tyler didn't answer right away. He just looked at her like he was seeing someone he didn't recognize. The party didn't end in a screaming match. It fizzled. Guests felt the tension. Conversations shifted. Emily tried to smile through it, but Tyler left early, and I heard later he postponed the wedding indefinitely. We haven't spoken since. Cassidy messaged me a week later. She thanked me for listening, for not brushing her off like everyone else had. Nicole messaged me too, just a single sentence. You did the right thing. As for Emily, she's still furious. According to my parents, she blames me for ruining her life. But the truth is, she had years to make it right. And she never did. I didn't ruin her engagement, she did.